Hey guys, quick video today. We have a T17, Typhlosion 17, another confirmed sale for $2,000. That seems to be the record price point right now. That seems to be the going price point. We had an offer for 2K. I had an offer for 2K. Somebody sold his for 2K. I don't think I would sell mine for 2K. I might sell maybe 25. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'd sell it for. If an offer came in for 3 grand, I'd probably sell, but I can't sell for 2K. Moving on past that, we had a Ditto first edition PSA 9 from the Fossil set, sold for $102. We had a Neo Genesis lot. It was all PSA 8. All the hollows are PSA 8 except for Ampharos. Ampharos was a PSA 9. So we had a T17 PSA 8, which is probably worth between $600 and $800 right now. We had a Lugia, which the PSA 8 Lugia is probably 400. So if you have, let's say, a 700 for Typhlosion 17 PSA 8 and 400 for the Lugia, it's $1,100 right there, and the whole thing sold for 1.5K. So they had all the others at PSA 8, including the Dark Slowking, including every one of the hollows, and then it had a bunch of the rares as well. The rarity, the star rarity that had PSA 8, and then a bunch of the rest of the set, which was not graded. They're all raw, but they seem pretty near mint to mint. Moving on past that, we have a Here Comes Team Rocket first edition PSA 10, sell for 71. Then we had a Rocket Sneak Attack first edition PSA 10. I actually didn't write down what that sold for. That was my badsies. I imagine that sold for around 68, something like that. A Dark Hypno first edition PSA 10, sold for 157. I had offers for mine PSA 9 for 50. I was like, I'm not going to do that because I think 10 is worth more, so the 9 is probably worth more. And that was right. I declined that $50 about a week ago, seeing where the 10 would go. 10 is up over 150 now. So I think it's worth 70 something. Somebody offered me 55, and I was like, counter offer at 64. Probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just, because it's at like 70 that I listed it for, which I think is a very fair price. But either way, that is 64 is out there for someone that wanted to buy it, or they can buy it now for 70 if they want to snipe it. We have a Dark Wheezing first edition PSA 10 that sold for $86. Wheezings usually don't get much love, but that one did. Good for you. Neo Genesis Blossom first edition PSA 10 sold for $127. Nice job, Blossom. Magneton from the Fossil set first edition PSA 10 sold for $246. Nice. We had a Dark Gyarados first edition PSA 9 sold for $54. A lot of the Rocket set I'm going to be interested in probably down the line because I have a near mint set that I basically just went to get graded. It's probably going to be, most of them are probably going to be 8s and 9s. Maybe one or two will be a 10. If that Charizard comes back at 10, I'll be so ecstatic because that's like $1,100, minimum. If it comes back at 9, you get a nice 350, 370 for it. In a few months' time, the price will have probably gone up. The Dark Blastoise, that's also probably going to be a 9, which is normally $202 was the record price point, but now we have one on auction. It's like 4 hours left, up to $230, so that I could definitely see getting something as well. Moving on past the Gyarados, we have a Dark Charizard first edition PSA 9, sold for $355. That's been the price point for a few weeks, maybe a month now. Neo Revelation, Entei, first edition PSA 9, sold for $248. That is 50-ish points lower. I think 300 was the last one that sold. So I think this is more the right price point. Now we have a Lugia from Neo Genesis, first edition PSA 9. Last one sold for 700 something. This one sold for 810. So this is another record price point. I don't know what the 10 will sell for, but the 9's getting dangerously close to flirting with that $1,000 price line. Neo Genesis pack. It was just a first edition booster pack, had Lugia artwork, sold for $205. Nice. Because there has been so much strife, I don't know if it's class warfare, because some people are just like, oh, this shouldn't be that price. Why are you buying it for that price? Now us poor people can't. And I'm not going to lie. I am relatively not wealthy right now since the Rona, I guess we'll call it. I had some issues with that, but you know what? You still gotta keep on working. So it'd be the business, and people are still gonna buy. Like just because your circumstances are different, just because you are maybe not as fortunate to have maybe kept your job, or if you have business, maybe you lost a lot of business. And like for me, like I don't qualify for unemployment because I did not pay myself. I put everything I had from the business, the profits, back in. I didn't take a salary. So that's, and I got screwed because now I don't qualify for unemployment. So maybe someone that, there's so many variables, and you just can't hate. You just have to, if someone else did something that you didn't do and they're benefiting because of that, good for them. Tip my hat to you. That's all you. And that's something that I think, especially with like the younger generation in their like early to mid 20s, like they haven't gotten like punched in the face yet. This is the first time where a lot of young people are like, oh shit, this is a real thing. Like the world is freaking out, and that hasn't happened for a while. So, I mean, maybe you have a couple of things in there with potential World War III, and maybe a few years ago with North Korea, and a lot of stuff that I do in the military. Or if you go in the military, you'll definitely be like, okay, this sucks, and you just embrace the suck. But people that aren't that old yet, they maybe if they remember 08, 09, the housing market collapse because a bunch of greedy people selling loans that should not have been selling loans. They were, and a bunch of people lost everything. A bunch of people never recovered. I think a lot of people did, and definitely the stock market did, but it's the first time in a lot of young people's lives where they haven't, they're experiencing this type of turmoil, and they're just, you could tell that they're salty about everything. They're just, claiming that they're a victim, and okay, fair enough, maybe you are, but anyway, those are my thoughts. Keep buying. These prices are just going to go up. Again, this is just my opinion, but the Lugia first edition PSA 10, I'm not sure what that's going to sell for. I think there's one online on sale for 21,000. It's listed and then there's a PSA 10 Typhlosion T17 listed at 25,000. So there is the 9. People are getting very, very salty that people were even doing by buying that T17 for $1,200, but there was a couple of offers for that. I got mine for $1,200, and then other people are just saying like it's too high. It's going to be a classic pump and dump where everyone build it up, then they sell it all right away, and maybe if the price goes back down from the 2,000 to $800. Great, I'll buy a fucking lot of them. I put a want to buy thread on E4 saying $1,100. Anyone have it? I'll buy it. But then obviously somebody sold it for 2,000, so that's a new price point as of right now. Y'all have a good one. I hope y'all enjoy. I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.